morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the IoTeX Town Hall. It's been a while since we've done one of these awesome live streams, so we're back in business, backed by popular demand. We see a lot of friendly faces in the chat already. Goat morning. Good morning to Randy. Good morning to all of you guys. Salman Khan. Um, drop a comment about where you guys are dialing in from. It's always one of my favorite things to see kind of the diversity of the IoTeX community. We have Buck Moonshot from Perth, Australia. We got Lei from Vietnam in the house. Awesome. We got friends from Discord. Um, no specific geolocation, but living in the virtual world here. Um, Folks from the UK. It's really great to see everybody, just interacting here. We got India in the house. Amazing, amazing. Let's Goat, Gilberto for sure. Of course, we got Khadija working hard from the core team in New York City. We got people tuning in from Sydney, Australia at 4 a.m. Thanks so much for joining us, Dex. We have a really special live stream for you guys today for our town hall. We're going to be reviewing a lot of the progress from the IoTeX ecosystem and some things to look forward to. Um, and it's just really great to, see the market come alive. There's so much stuff going on at IoTeX, so we're going to be doing more of these live streams just to summarize all of the activity and bring all of our amazing goats from around the world all together. So for those that are new to the IoTeX ecosystem and wondering what the hell is this goat thing about, the goat is the greatest of all tech, which we consider to be DePIN. And all of the folks that are joining the IoTeX community are goats. You guys are the greatest of all time for being so early in this such an impactful moment here. So last few shout outs from Canada. We have Bluefield, Virginia, Randy. We have Gilberto from Portugal. And oh, we got Austin, Texas in the house. We got EnviroBlock tuning in here as well. So again, just really amazing to see the diversity in the house. And why don't we get started with our programming for today? So just to kick things off, we're going to be talking a lot about this throughout the live stream today. But for those that haven't seen already, crawl out from under your rock. But we have a huge incentive program called Get Goated Season 2, where we're giving out $100 million IoTeX tokens, about $4 million worth of IoTeX tokens, as well as $2.5 million worth of other DePIN tokens. So it's really going to give you a basket of DePIN tokens for participating in the IoTeX ecosystem. We're doing this alongside OKX. We just got listed on OKX Wallets, decentralized exchange, and Gate. And we have over 30 partners from the DeFi side as well as the DePIN side that are joining the Get Goated campaign. But I don't want to dive too deep into this yet. We're going to have Giuseppe from the IoTeX core team jumping on later to explain everything you need to know about how to participate in Get Goated Season 2 and how to optimize your earnings for Get Goated Season 2. So stay tuned for that. But I want to kick things off today with kind of an overview of what's going on in the IoTeX ecosystem and what to look forward to next. So IoTeX ecosystem is booming, right? Just some metrics that we posted for our Q3. We have over 2,000 developers, over 200 different types of ecosystem projects. Social impressions are growing about 1 million a month, and we're covering 207 countries now. From a chain perspective, we see the IoTeX network processing 122 million transactions since its inception in 2019. There's 663,000 total wallets. We have 100 plus delegates validating the blockchain. The TVL is around 18 million. Expect that to add an order of magnitude as Get Goated Season 2 kicks off. There's about 3.8 billion IoTeX tokens staked, about 40% of the circulating supply, which we also anticipate to go up, and so many other amazing metrics that just prove that IoTeX is booming. From a DePIN perspective, we're excited to see 50 plus different DePIN projects either launching on IoTeX or using one of our technology modules, which is just super exciting as well. And we have a lot of other great metrics across our core products. DePIN Scan, which Aaron from the core team is going to jump on later to walk you guys through, the DePIN Liquidity Hub, DePIN Surf, and also ioID, which I'm going to dive into a little bit later as one of our core launches for Q4. Awesome. So the metrics of IoTeX are booming, but this is really stemming from IoTeX being the ecosystem for DePIN. Based on this Masari report from August, IoTeX is now the third largest DePIN ecosystem, with over 50 DePIN projects utilizing our modular tech stack, whether that's ioID, our wallet tools launching on IoTeX layer 1, second only to Solana and Ethereum. We're really seeing the DePIN ecosystem on IoTeX blossom, and that really is running in parallel with the blossoming of the DePIN ecosystem in general, right? I think there's never been more excitement for DePIN. I would consider IoTeX to be one of the pioneers of the DePIN sector, and it's really amazing to see the DePIN sector blossoming. I think there's two ways to go about this, right? Either we can be our own monolith, or we can open our doors to different projects, regardless of what chain they're building on. IoTeX is really taking the latter approach. We want to be the DePIN layer for all chains, while still supporting projects that want to launch natively on our layer 1. So this open door mindset, trying to make the entire DePIN sector win alongside us, is really the focus of what IoTeX is about. Included in these 50 plus DePIN projects are some of our favorite here. We just wrapped up our DePIN Surf Accelerator cohort 2, where we had some of the really awesome DePIN projects and also DeFi projects that you may have already interacted with on the chain. We have Loxodrome, PinSwap, Bedrock, Magma, and Quenta. These are all DeFi projects that are bringing derivatives, perpetuals, DEXs, lending, borrowing, liquid staking, and much more to the IoTeX ecosystem to ensure that DePIN projects and users have the liquidity that they need on chain to grow and to trade effectively. And we also have awesome DePIN projects. Nubula is a ESG kind of weather environmental data focused DePIN network. We'll talk about their progress in just a bit. We have Sweat Temple, which is a healthcare and fitness focused DePIN. We have Qualu, a internet connectivity kind of performance measurement DePIN that's making waves. And we have Scanit, which is a scan to earn type of own your personal data centered DePIN. So congrats to all of these 9 projects that just graduated from DePIN Surf Cohort 2. And we can't wait to see what you guys do upon your upcoming token launches on the IOTEX Layer 1 blockchain. So just some progress across the board, right? We had DePIN Surf Cohort 2, but we also had DePIN Surf Cohort 1 graduates that are also making waves. So this is just a snapshot of some of the DePIN projects on IoTeX that are making waves. Our DePIN Surf Cohort 1 graduate, Network 3, has recently raised $5.5 million from top VCs, including Borderless Capital, Escape Velocity Ventures, and SNZ. Network 3 is building the next generation kind of AI GPU network on IoTeX. Their V1 node sale sold out in just minutes. I think they're opening up their further node sales so you guys can participate. And they also just recently launched a local LLM on for AI on smart devices to really dive back into the DePIN sector there. Khadija is obviously very bullish on Network 3, as should everybody else. I mentioned Nubula a little before. Nubula is a weather environmental sensor focused oracle. Their Marco device, which I've pre-ordered myself, is really sleek, very thin, not like a big clunky weather station, but it's packed with features to measure all different types of weather information. So they recently raised $2.5 million from VCs, including the Boston Consulting Group, which is a massive consulting company from the mainstream traditional world. FMG, Future Money Group, are partners in the DePIN Surf Accelerator, SNZ, and also Orange DAO. So as I mentioned, the pre-orders are open for their Marco devices. I think I got a notification recently that they're shipping, and they just acquired another company called Bloom Sky, which is a weather hardware company where they have an awesome camera attached to a weather station to do more visual assessments of environmental data. So DePINs are definitely evolving, not only from the Web3 side, but also the hardware side. We have also amazing projects like Wayru who are selling out their Genesis hotspots and ongoing device minting on IoTeX. We have Inferix who just opened up their public node sale and have dropped really, really amazing technical work around proof of rendering and different ways to verify artificial intelligence inference. We have PowerPod, who's making waves in Asia, really onboarding tons and tons of electrical chargers. Their electrical vehicle charging DePIN that launched NFTs on IoTeX recently, and this number is definitely stale. 2,750 devices across 4 countries. I think they added a zero to that number, so they're really onboarding devices extremely quickly. We have EnviroBlock, who is in the house. We have Nubula in the house as well. You're right on time. EnviroBlock is started in the attic and expanding to the smart home. They're going to be bringing Pebble trackers into the homes of people worldwide, and also are launching a new device alongside IoTeX and Seed Studio, which is Bluetooth based and not cellular based. So it's going to be a lot more accommodating for people that want to start mining some of their home data. So shout out to EnviroBlock. Really going to be looking forward to bringing IoID and WebStream to these devices as well. Scanit, as I mentioned, is a scan to earn project owning your personal data. Raised $1.5 million in private funding. So we're really excited to see their growth. Qualu, doing internet diagnostics for DePIN to fix the internet connectivity issues in emerging markets and beyond. Their waitlist for their node sale and their mobile app access is open now, so definitely check out Qualu. WatchX, if you guys have been paying close attention, WatchX is definitely one of the first projects to incorporate dual mining, where if you participate in the WatchX ecosystem, you can also earn IoTeX tokens for mining, which is a concept we're going to be bringing to more and more projects over the next few months. And the pre-orders of their watches are available on their website. So the Fusion and the Founder wearables are now ready for purchase. Innovex, who I saw in the chat also earlier, their node sale is now active. They're doing a vision-powered AI computing network on IoTeX. And that's just a high-level summary of some of the DePIN projects and what they're up to. Like amazing progress on the fundraising side, on the hardware development side, and it's great to see, all these homies of IoTeX just making progress. So I'm very excited to see. Not only is the DePIN sector on IoTeX booming, but the DeFi sector again is booming. And this is, IoTex's bread and butter, and our vision is to empower DePIN. But one really important thing that DePIN projects need is liquidity and the ability to manage their tokens effectively on chain. So this DeFi for DePIN initiative, where we're bringing on amazing partners like Bedrock, Magma, Luxodrome, Quenta, PinSwap, and just recently Orbiter Finance for a great bridge, Avalon, who's making huge waves in the stablecoin space on Ethereum. All of these tools are going to really expand the DePIN project's ability to thrive on IoTeX. So really excited to see this DeFi for DePIN sector grow as well. For those that don't know, we have a DePIN liquidity hub where you can trade some of the most popular DePIN tokens across the industry, regardless of what chain they're on. So GeoNet, Anyone, Streamer, and many more. You have liquidity pools open on the Mimo DEX where anyone can dive in and play around and build your own basket of DePIN tokens before it's too late. Bull market is coming soon. We also have a lot of really awesome wallets and Web3 tools. During the panel later, we're going to talk about this with our head of product, Aaron. But the big news for Get Goated Season 2 and for just wallet and user expansion in general is our partnership with OKX Wallet. OKX Wallet has millions of users, one of the sleekest wallets in the space, and we've partnered with them to bring IOTeX natively to OKX Wallet. And there are title sponsor and co-host for the Get Good in Season 2 campaign. So great to see exchanges taking DePIN very seriously and bringing their user base to the top chains. And we also have a lot of different partnerships with, Gates, Coin98, OneKey, Beosin, Fuzzland, Dune to really round out the tool suite for users and developers on the IoTeX network. Um, and not just activity on IoTeX blockchain, but also a lot of activity where we're bringing IoTeX capabilities and IoTeX tokens and technologies to other layer ones. A lot of this happened in Q3, where we partnered very closely with Polygon. If anyone saw our Real World Singapore announcement, where we're partnering to bring DePIN capability to the Polygon network, and IoTeX is going to be integrating into Polygon's ag layer. Um, uh, there's maybe some news about Polygon and the GGS2 as well, but it's really great to see IoTeX expanding to other chains. We built a cross-chain bridge to Solana as well. So, so many DePIN projects on Solana can now come to IoTeX, and also vice versa, right? Like the future is definitely multi-chain. We want to see DePIN projects thrive on different ecosystems. We partner with Iris, Injective, and the Telegram Ton community. So DePIN is definitely expanding on IoTeX and also beyond IoTeX through these partnerships with other layer ones. And finally, we want to talk a little bit about the infrastructure modules. For those that checked out our IoTeX 2.0 white paper, you'll know that our new vision for the future of DePIN infrastructure is modular and verifiable. And one really important piece of that are these DePIN infrastructure modules, some of which are being built in-house by IoTeX, including ioID and WebStream, which we'll talk about in just a few minutes. But also, we're inviting the best top-tier infrastructure partners across the industry to integrate with IoTeX and service our DePIN projects that need things like connectivity layers, sequencer layers, data availability layers, long-term storage layers, and much more. So our IoTeX 2.0 launch partners included Filecoin, Iris, NearDA, or Nuffle, Espresso for sequencer. We're integrating with the graph to bring data indexing to DePINs, RISC-0 for ZK Compute, Streamer for connectivity, Fala, and many, many more. So the expansion of the infrastructure modules that are working alongside IoTeX and integrated to IoTeX is only growing, and it makes building DePINs on IoTeX easier than ever. So shout out to all these third-party infrastructure partners of ours, but I also want to highlight a couple layers and a couple tools that are really important to IoTex's future. And here's the alpha for today, right? This modular infrastructure for verifiable DePINs. For those that saw our Real World Singapore keynote from Rowland, ioID is coming. And I think everyone has a baseline understanding of what ioID is decentralized identity for devices. A decentralized identity system that provides on-chain identities for real-world devices, as well as verifiable credentials for device ownership, data provenance, basically providing proof of identity for DePINs. Are you who you say you are is a really important question that we're answering with ioID, but there's so much more to ioID than the tech side. The economic side is really where a lot of excitement lies. We're already starting to integrate ioID with many DePINs, both on IoTeX and on other blockchains. And we're going to be instituting a dual mining program where people can earn the project's token for providing the service and also earn IoTeX tokens for verifying their identity and their utility. And this is really the crux of how DePIN unlocks new demand. We need to make DePIN verifiable again. And to do that, we have ioID, which is the proof of identity side, launching very, very shortly, probably just in a month or a week or two. You're going to see ioID launch with some amazing launch partners. So that's your alpha for today, but also WebStream, right? ioID and WebStream are collaborative type of products that are in-house. WebStream is an off-chain computing network that's tailor fit for DePIN. We use like you bringing zero knowledge proofs to the DePIN sector, and this is really answering the question of are you doing what you say you're doing? And WebStream is going to be bringing verifiability of the real world activity to the DePIN sector for the first time. And also, everyone that's adopting IoID is going to be submitting their data to WebStream, and that's going to be coming. WebStream testnet should be coming sometime in December. So a lot to look forward to there. Um, there's also a lot of governance votes. The governance activity on IOTeX has never been higher. We just launched a new IOTeX improvement protocol to deprecate the IO address format and adopt the 0x address format. I think this has passed with and we're going to see the IO address format deprecated on exchanges like Binance and others in exchange for the 0x format. So thanks to everyone for voting. And please continue to submit your governance proposals because it's a team effort to continue to build the IoTeX network. So that's kind of our update for today around the IoTeX network. DePIN Scan is also a really important product for us. So at a glance, we see the DePIN Scan product growing. We have our friend and head of product, Aaron, here, which I'm going to bring on stage now. What's up, Aaron? We're going to have Aaron give a walkthrough of DePIN Scan. But just from these high-level metrics, we see DePIN Scan is tracking over $23 billion in DePIN market cap as of October 30th. Definitely in the past week, that number has grown maybe 10, 20%. We're tracking over $5 billion in volume, 18 million devices, and 284 projects. So we're really trying to boost these numbers and use DePIN Scan as the one-stop shop for people to learn about the DePIN sector. So Aaron, why don't you share a little bit more about what's up with DePIN Scan and what we can expect?
100%. Let me just share my screen here. Are you able to see DePIN Scan right now?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Yeah, so obviously, with everything that happened with the election, we're seeing things boom a little bit here. Obviously, Bitcoin first, starting to see that go over to the altcoins a little bit, and that's reflected here. But really, we've come up with DePIN Scan to be at the center of the DePIN universe and allow for the DePIN space to be open to everyone. So we always say DePIN is for everyone, and this is how we're making that happen, is really bringing all these different DePINs to the forefront. It's opened doors for us that we never thought imaginable, with all the biggest players in the space that you can see as we scroll through here, all wanting to be integrated and verified on DePIN Scan. And the level of that verification has continued to grow. So Larry was reflecting on IoID. That's going to be reflected here in DePIN Scan as well once that is launched. So trying to get more and more verifiability, and that's really that idea of DePIN Scan. So let me just go through some of the features that we have had on DePIN Scan and are going to be launching soon here. So of course, there's the map, which is ever expanding. It's almost completely lit up at this point through several continents. This is truly exciting. Jump over to see some of the different projects and some that you can earn from today. One I'm going to highlight here is Network 3. So what we're doing with Network 3 is something called dual mining, which is actually a really exciting initiative. They've implemented a decentralized identity on their side, which is allowing us to provide tokens to Network 3 users or device holders, and they're earning both the Network 3 points and also the IOTeX token at the same time. And you're going to see this with other projects as well coming up, which is actually a really exciting initiative, and I see it as being one of the awesome use cases for the IOTeX token here. Moving on to the token launch, so you're able to see some of the different tokens that are launching. Liquidity mining, you're able to engage in some of the different liquidity pools and liquidity mining. And with our Solana bridge that's launched, this is going to open the door to many new tokens from the Solana side that you can go ahead and earn from as well, from a liquidity mining perspective. And also you can go ahead and bridge those tokens over and own them on IOTeX, which is really exciting. Keep an eye out for that. We've decided to highlight the AI sector because AI is becoming one of the one of the really exciting places, subsectors of the deep in space. One of the things that we noticed when we were out in Singapore is this deep in space has grown so much, and you can see that with all the different projects building in the space. We're starting to see these little subsectors that are building within themselves. So deep in AI is one of these sectors that has really emerged and is one of those exciting places. So decided to highlight that. And one of the great potential places that we've seen growth in DePIN and just in crypto in general is this combination of DePIN and AI. Of course, we have our chains listed here. So IOTeX has been launching, several tokens, and there's going to be several more tokens coming in the near future with our initiatives that we've been launching here. So a few that we can highlight here quickly are just PowerPod, Qualu, Network 3 token will be coming at some point soon, as well as EnviroBlock and some others as well. Another fairly new feature that we've launched is this news section of DePIN Scan, and this has been tremendously successful. So we're pulling news from all over the web and surfacing it here and trying to highlight some of the really, really interesting things. So one here talking about Solana and how the political tensions relate to the price of Solana and the price of crypto. And you can go through here and really learn about all the latest that's happening in the DePIN sector. And now I'm going to talk about one feature that's coming really soon here. So a while back, we launched this Learn section, which in and of itself is really interesting. You can learn about all the different DePIN projects that are building in the space. But where it gets really exciting is we're going to be launching a Learn to Earn feature within DePIN Scan. So you're going to be able to earn Beano bits, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, but also some of the project's tokens. So if I want to earn Roam points or Roam tokens, I just need to come here and answer a few questions, and I'll be able to earn for doing so. So that feature will be launching in the next 2 weeks as well, which we're super excited about. I'm just really trying to grow the sector, and I think that's an awesome way.
Yeah,
We
it's awesome to see Deep in Scan being shouted out by big publications like CoinDesk, Cointelegraph. Everyone make Deep in Scan your homepage so you don't miss a beat on the Deep in sector that's just moving so fast every day, right? So this is our public contribution to the Deepin sector. Anyone can join. If you see your favorite Deepin project not on Deepin Scan, there's a self onboarding flow that you can point them to, or you can get in touch with Aaron or anyone from the IoTeX team. And like we said, with Get Goated Season 2, we're gonna have a lot of amazing learn to earn type of opportunities. So shout out Aaron, the product team at IoTeX for building such a great product. And yeah, anything else you want to share about that before we jump to the next section, Aaron?
No, it's great. Sounds good. Yeah, jump on DePIN Scan 100% and let me know if you have any feature requests as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Aaron. We'll see you in just a bit for the next panel. And next, we're going to talk a little bit about Get Goated Season 2. I promised you guys some alpha about how to maximize your rewards with Get Goated Season 2. But before we get there, I want to talk a little bit about Get Goated Season 1, right? Get Goated Season 1 was a big success. Over 49,000 followers, 500,000 people plus participated. We grew our Discord by 34,000. We just broke 300,000 Twitter followers today, so shout out to that. Many more to come, but Get Goated Season 2 is going to make Get Goated Season 1 look like a novice hour, right? Get Goated Season 2, we're doing it so much bigger, again, with 100 million IOTEX tokens as rewards, and another 2.5 million in other DePIN basket of other DePIN tokens. We have amazing DeFi partners like Avalon, Pell, Basic, Izumi, Luxodrome, PinSwap, Quenta, Magma, Bedrock, and Mimo that are participating in the DeFi track of Get Goated Season 2. And also, we just announced yesterday the start of our DePIN track with a lot of these projects. And to talk about Get Goated Season 2, I'm going to bring our friend DePIN Jesus, as you may know him, Giuseppe, as we
Hey
know
guys.
him, to talk about Get Goated Season 2. So walk us through it, man. Like, there's so many opportunities to get started with Get Go to season 2, but maybe you can walk us through, educate the viewers on how to optimize their experience with this awesome campaign.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. First of all, yeah, thanks for having me talk about this. It's kind of exciting, also super fresh because we just announced the DePIN projects yesterday. I just want to make sure you guys hear me fine before I keep going because I didn't have a chance to do my check. We're good.
You sound great.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm just gonna share my screen and walk you guys through it. Just one sec. We'll do this. And yeah, so basically, I wanted to keep going on what Larry was saying. So Get Go to season 1 was great. It was mostly Deep in Jesus in the house. Yes, it was mostly about our ecosystem and really focused on bootstrapping the projects that we had in our cohort 1 of the Deep in Surf Accelerator. For the Get Go to season 2, we actually started going beyond the IoTeX ecosystem, which is great because kind of like what you were saying earlier, Larry, we're not just being here as like a layer 1 ecosystem where, yes, it's great to have projects obviously on a layer 1 ecosystem, but it's more important that we provide this infrastructure that goes beyond the IoTeX layer 1 through the partnerships with like Polygon, Solana, etc., and like really bring an interoperable infrastructure for DePIN across any chain. So the point is, with Get Go to season 2, we branched up beyond the IOTeX ecosystem, and we're inviting any DePIN project in any ecosystem to participate, both in the DePIN track and in the DeFi track, which is great. So this is the landing page. Get Goated is accessible through goat.iotex.io or through the OKX landing page, kind of like what you were saying earlier. OKX is one of the largest partners that we have collaborated with for this campaign. So I just wanted to go through and show you guys what you can do and basically how to get started. It's super self-explanatory, but let's maybe go through it a little bit, right? First of all, if you have at any point any trouble, there is a guide here on the left that will redirect you to a little user documentation that we have made that explains, for example, what is a BIN-O-Bit. We talked about it already. Aaron mentioned it. You mentioned it. What is a BIN-O-Bit? How does it work? How many can I get for each maybe activity? What is their value? All sorts of questions about how to maximize your rewards, how to join these projects, etc. They're all here in the guide. We have a leaderboard, and there are a ton of people participating, which is amazing. Some people are racking up an insane amount of points, which is great. And there are basically a bunch of tasks that you can do. What I want to do today for this specifically, because I love the thrill of doing stuff live, since I'm starting with 0 points right now and there are people already at 23 million, I'm going to show you guys how to buy some IOTEX and get some BIN-O-Bits in your account. And it's really important because basically once you have IOTEX in your wallet, then you can pay for gas, you can do all sorts of swaps, bridges, and so forth and so on. So if you want to get started, these are the main basically tasks. So obviously join the community, buy some IOTEX, for the reasons that I just explained, bridge some assets, and stake some IOTEX. Currently, you will see here that the BIN-O-Bit has a value of about 1 and IOTEX and some change. This is obviously fluctuating, so it's calculated in real time just to give people a perspective on how much each activity is making them in a way. The whole idea is that IOTEX is putting this 100 million IOTEX tokens in the pool. All the DePIN projects are participating, which are a lot. If you see here, for example, we have the DePIN track. There are a lot of projects down here, and you can participate to all these quests. And I can just keep scrolling and scrolling, and there's going to be more and more projects added later on. The goal is, so these projects are also contributing to the main pool, and then the main pool is basically going to be rewarded to the participants at the end of the campaign, which is expected to be by the end of January, maybe beginning of February. And that's basically the idea. We want you to like participate in DePIN projects, increase their growth, as well as playing with their tokens, increase the DeFi, increase the demand for their tokens, and it's supposed to be fun, right? So we're here to help you. The guide is very self-explanatory. Anything you do should be very easy. It's just a way of like getting your hands dirty, get involved in DePIN, and contribute to these projects. So Larry, if you think we have enough time, maybe I can show people how to buy IOTeX real quick. I don't know
Yeah,
how we are on
absolutely.
time.
Let's
Okay,
do
let's
it.
do it. All right, so we just clicked on buy IOTeX, super simple. And maybe I'm a little biased, but I'm gonna do it on Mimo just because I like IOTeX. This is gonna redirect you to the IOTeX hub, right? So you have your dashboard, assets, you can trade, buy, stake, do whatever you like. So feel free to have a look at this on your own time. You can go buy some IOTeX. It's going to redirect us to Mimo exchange, and this is going to be super simple. So we are on buy. We can just select which chain we want to buy from. Just select Polygon. I have a little balance here. I want to buy 50 IOTeX tokens. This is my wallet. I'll connect it real quick. And yeah, we should be good to go. The buying is pretty cool because it's going to directly, yeah, I need to basically sign the transaction directly from Polygon, bridge it to IOTeX, and then I'll have the IOTeX tokens. This should not take too long. The IOTeX will be in a few minutes, but I mean, in general, yeah, as you can see, the IOTeX layer 1 is lightning fast and super, super cheap. I just wanted to mention one thing for you guys. If you do not have the funds for the initial transaction, which sometimes is a little bit annoying, you can basically you will get like 0.5 IOTeX for bridging. So don't worry about it. Just like get going. The UI is super intuitive, and you should be good to go. Larry, do you think there is maybe anything else that we should cover in terms of Get Goated? Or do you have any questions?
No, I think we're good. Let's just remind people of all the amazing participants we have here, both from the DeFi side and from the DePIN side. So, new partners like Avalon making huge waves on Ethereum with their USDA stablecoin, Pell, Basic, Uzumi, Loxodrome, PinSwap, Quenta, Mimo, Bedrock, and Magma. We're seeing so many amazing DeFi for DePIN projects. Again, the purpose of this is to enable DePIN projects with what they need to build liquidity, to manage their tokens on chain. Really one of the biggest missing pieces for the DePIN sector. So excited to work with all these amazing DeFi for DePIN partners as part of this campaign. And also, again, we just announced our first wave of DePIN projects participating. Uprock, Nubula, Qualu, Rome, Network 3, Scanit, Inferix, EnviroBlock, Drop Wireless, Wayru, XPin, XP Network, PowerPod, Public AI, WatchX, ShareX, FunctionLand, Bit, Innovex, GraphLab, and many, many more. So this is just wave one. All these projects contributed $2.5 million in their tokens, which would be available to Get Goated Season 2 participants, in addition to that 100 million IOTeX tokens that we were talking about earlier. So the biggest prize pool in DePIN history. And there's going to be many, many more ways to interact as we get this campaign rolling. We talked a little bit about dual mining, and there's going to be a lot of big projects joining Get Goated Season 2 very shortly. So start to accumulate your points before a lot of the really big projects come on board. But yeah, I think that's it for the Get Goated Season 2. Any other words on this, Giuseppe?
No, I just see a message there from someone in the chat that's saying, "Am I late?" No, you're never late. Just get started. We just got started like a few days ago, so don't get scared by the fact that maybe some people racked up a lot of points. Just keep doing. Start a little bit at the time. Even for checking in every day, you get some points, and just explore the ecosystem and all these projects, and I'm sure you'll have a great turnout.
Absolutely. You heard the man. Even Jesus told you to get goated. So check out Get Goated Season 2 at goat.iotex.io or through Gate Wallet or OKX Wallet, which are our exchange partners for this campaign. So awesome. That is our presentation section. We have a really special treat for you. I'm going to bring on some of the familiar faces from the IoTeX core team just for a little short Q&A, just add a little bit of context to the blurbs that we just mentioned. So we have Jing, co-founder of IoTeX. Everyone should know Jing by now. Excited to have you here. How are you doing, Jing?
Very good. Hi, everyone. Great to be here.
Awesome, awesome. We have Dr. Andrew Law, head of APAC growth and head of many things in the past. So Andrew has like a very wide view of what's going on at IoTeX from the DePIN side, the DeFi side. He's going to share a little bit more about what these DeFi projects are bringing to IoTeX. So how's everything going, Andrew?
Yeah, nice to be on the live stream. Thank you for having me. So it's my pleasure to present, to share what's happening in IoTeX ecosystem in general. So yeah, good to be here.
Awesome, awesome. And yeah, we have Giuseppe DePingesis from our developer relations team. Again, he's doing a little bit of everything these days, so hard to give any one of these people a role on this call, on this live stream here. But shout out to Giuseppe for a great presentation, and also Aaron, our head of product. And I think we'll just kick things off with like maybe like a quick roundtable about how everyone's feeling about the crypto sector and this booming DePIN sector. Like, what are you guys most excited for in this upcoming months? Maybe we kick things off with Jing.
Sure. I think everybody now is kind of like, really in a kind of bullish momentum. I think, I want to say like, for the whole week, it's about the election. Although election is about the election for the America, but it's also really for the global, right? I would say like, why it matters to me, right? So looks like it's an election, but it really kind of means like, we instill the confidence in American people, even like, in the global kind of people, like in the American democracy system. So basically, like people matters. People still have the power. They can use the voting to choose the side. They can choose the direction, which one is good for them. So that's exactly like, the good part for crypto, right? Crypto are here to provide an alternative way, a trustless way, which is like, people can decide, how to build, how to participate, and people will be part of the entire ecosystem or the entire economy they build, right? So I would say like, the election result kind of also sets, I think the background or the foundation for the crypto industry as well. Why? I would say like, it's not really about like bad policy or good policy. As an industry, what it really matters is about the certainty. It's about like, okay, so now we know we will have policy clarity, like how we build crypto in different countries. And we will know, like specifically in America, America will be, one of the greatest country to build all the innovative technology, including blockchain and crypto. So I think that's a very big kind of foundation for all the people, specifically the builders in crypto industry, to keep building and keep innovating. And another part will be like, how about like DePIN? We will see DePIN will be the best industry or the best sector to build in the crypto industry. Why? Because now, like, we will see like DePIN is really about the infrastructure, right? So we know the infrastructure is so big. And we also know like the current way to build infrastructure is not the best way. And now people have the option to choose like, if there's a kind of more scalable way, more efficient way. And also people can be involved into the building, operating, and also be part of the economy, right? So, yeah, so that's my view, like, why we are so bullish about the DePIN. And we believe like DePIN is for everyone, DePIN is for every sector, DePIN is for every builders, and also DePIN is for every single person to be part of it.
Absolutely. I think that adds a lot of great context about the events this week, definitely opening up a new regulatory environment that we've never seen before and a green light for crypto. So it should unlock a lot of innovation and a lot of ability to try new things, especially in America. I know four of us live in America. Let's get the Canadians' take. What do you think, Aaron? Like, what do you think about DePIN and crypto right now?
Yeah, so I've spent a lot of time talking to thought leaders in the DePIN space, and 100% everything's very bullish on the crypto side, which is super exciting. And of course, DePIN's going to go up as well. But I'd love to make the point that DePIN is such a unique sector, being in between the Web 2 space and the Web 3 space, and that I really think the job is just starting when it comes to speaking to your elected officials. I really think we need to get their ear. And of course, it's great that everything's generally positive, but I think if we get into their ear and talk about DePIN in and of itself, for example, GeoNet was in Congress like about a month ago, speaking and talking about this DePIN space, and the Kosh founder as well, Greg, he was there speaking about, okay, we have this unique sector and space in crypto called DePIN, and it needs to be regulated in a different way. And it's not like the central exchanges of the world where it's all about money being handled and how all that's working. It's completely separate, and it's really being the bridge between Web 2 and Web 3. We need to take a look at things from a different perspective and bring that different perspective. So a job's just starting from our side, and we hope to be a part of those conversations as well, and we totally will be.
Yeah. Andrew, any thoughts about what you see in the DePIN sector right now?
Yeah, I feel like definitely like we see a lot of like builders coming into the space, whether they are from like Western or like in the APAC regions. So I feel like the infrastructures or like, because like DePIN is all about the physical networks, and it's borderless. So it's a global movement. So anyone from anywhere in the world, they can contribute to these DePINs. And then given the pro crypto election in US, I feel like the infrastructures will be valued more again. So we definitely will see more like the entrepreneurs, like they facing like some barrel in like the existing Web 2, and once they like being exposed to the DePIN world, I believe that the DePIN, they will try the DePIN way to build the new infra that can provide the data and the services value to the industrial. So I think this is what I'm very excited to see, with more attention back to the infrastructures that can add the real value to the blockchain sectors. So this is something that we have been building for, and now just like waiting for the time to showcase all the builders in the space.
Yeah, real value is what's going to propel us into the future. Giuseppe, what do you think? How do you see the DePIN sector right now?
I'm actually super positively surprised because as I was sharing on my X a couple of days ago, I've been going on to this quest of maybe just, sometimes we're like closing our silos, and I'm in the silo of like, DePIN infrastructure and all these things that are maybe more catered towards, founders and builders. And then I decided to maybe go on a quest and like see what is the user experience for the average person that is enthusiastic about DePIN, and how can you contribute. And I am super positively surprised by the ease with which you can contribute to these to a lot of these DePIN networks, regardless of the ecosystem, right? And I'm excited. I'm like getting more devices, contributing to some GPU networks, contributing to storage networks, and I see that it's so much easier now for the average person to make a difference, and it doesn't have to require you to have any like incredible technical knowledge or incredible knowledge of DeFi or anything like that. So I feel it's a great step towards a better adoption, maybe we can say mass adoption of crypto in general. I feel that finally merging the two worlds, or finally bridging the two worlds, is the way to go, and it's actually happening. So I'm excited. It's not just words. It's not just hopes. It's actually happening.
Let's do it. I mean, it's happening because of all of our efforts together, right? And I think it's just a start. So one good way to get this kind of rolling is, by more top of funnel awareness, right? So Jing, I want to ask you about your thoughts about Get Goated Season 2. So stemming from the GGS1 success, introducing to DePIN projects that are launching natively on IoTeX, for Get Goated Season 2, we're going much, much bigger with many, many projects joining the campaign. So why is this campaign so important? Maybe share with your listeners why they should join as well.
Definitely. Yes, we kickstarted Get Goated Season 1, I think, early this year. It's very, very successful. It's mainly focused on IoTeX, natively building on IoTeX project. And we see it can dramatically, help each project, DePIN project, to grow, the awareness and also to grow their network. Get a lot of people to join their network early, and now we already see the result, right? Many of them, they create kind of tremendous progress. Either they are have done the great fundraising, or they grow their device numbers dramatically. And then this year, a very big milestone, which is IoTeX 2.0. And since IoTeX 2.0, you feel like IoTeX, actually our position is already evolved, but not only kind of focus on a layer 1 for DePIN, but also we are a base layer for DePIN, and we are serving all the DePINs on all the chains. So eventually our vision will be DePIN for everyone, right? And so this Get Goated Season 2 is really kind of aligned with this vision. You will see, even like with the first batch of the DePIN project, of course, we have an amazing kind of, a DePIN project which will be natively launched on IoTeX, but we have many, many DePIN projects. They are from other ecosystem, right? So they are from Solana ecosystem, Polygon ecosystem, all type of the ecosystem. They are all able to join this Get Goated Season 2, because we are all kind of for the same goal, which is DePIN, right? So how we can, collaborate together and make DePIN great, and how, with DePIN, everyone can make more. So we call it like a make more movement, right? So that's a very important, goal we want to achieve. And number 2, when you see like the position of IoTeX, just like we said, now we are working. IoTeX is no more only a kind of layer 1. So we are the modular platform for all the DePINs, and we provide all the useful modules to enable all the builders easily build, scale, and grow their DePIN network. So that's the vision. Whatever can help this goal, and IoTeX will be their best ecosystem, right? So, and you will see like all the DePIN projects, we are working with them, in different ways. Either they kind of fully deploy on IoTeX, or they use critical modules like ioID, which is for the device ID, and it enables their kind of dual mining. And for the web stream, which is for the off-chain computing, and help doing all the DePIN verification from off-chain to on-chain, right? And the liquidity hub, all the liquidity, DePIN, DeFi for DePIN protocols are helped to boost their liquidity of the asset once this network launch eventually, right? And also, we have a lot of marketing and ecosystem resources to help all the projects, get faster to the masses, get faster to the community globally, right? So I don't want to kind of repeat more about the rewards, right? So we have massive, I think the biggest in the history, reward pool for all the users and community members to participate. But actually, it's more than that. You will see during the whole 3-month campaign, we'll introduce a lot of amazing kind of campaigns for community to involve. And you will also see how each of those DePIN projects, they can work with IoTeX infrastructure, and which will help them to move to their market much, much faster.
Absolutely. Very well said. This isn't just a campaign for the sake of having a campaign. It's really to get the next wave of DePIN miners in. Everyone has to start somewhere. So education, incentivization of education is really the first step. As everyone started in DePIN, even on this call, at some tweet or some campaign to get our first foot in the door. And luckily, we have amazing partners to show them that DePIN is real. So really excited to see what GGS2 Get Go to Season 2 looks like even in a couple weeks or so. So awesome. Andrew, we talked a lot about DePIN. Let's talk a little bit about the amazing DeFi projects that are launching on IoTeX that you've been working very closely with. Can you share with the listeners maybe some of the new capabilities that are launching on IoTeX, and how do people maximize their earnings from the GGS2 by participating in DeFi?
Yeah, sure. Maybe you can bring out the DeFi for DePIN partner slide. So maybe I can highlight some of the protocols. Yeah, so that
Absolutely.
yeah, we got a lot. Yeah, in general, I think we got more than 10 DeFi partners. So you can see that we actually have like recently like on board a lot more like top tiers DeFi protocols. For example, like Avalanche Lake is actually a BTC5, so they actually like have a secure like 500 mil on the other layers, and then they are actually coming to our text to provide the lending services. So I think this is a good signal, right? That the top tiers partners they want to tap into like the DePIN sectors, and then for us it's like we are we actually want to have like the DePIN users to experience the DeFi so that they know what the tokens can they can yeah. Larry, probably your screen is actually on the other.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I think the main motivation that why we bring the DeFi partners onto the our Tesla layer one is to actually give a DeFi experience for the DePIN traders, because like we actually find like the DePIN traders and the DeFi communities are two different world, right? So I think we want to give them a taste of how DeFi feel for the DePIN's asset. So that's why we have so many amazing partners that want to bring that experience for the DePIN's assets. So maybe I can like go a few of them. So I think for the loss drone, it's actually like they trying to do ultimate liquidity hub. So if you are familiar with the V33, that is actually quite popular in the space that have a very creative incentive goals to deepen the liquidity of the assets. So so people can do the swaps of your favorite tokens on the Lastodon. And then the pin swap is actually another DAX on the IOTX, which is focused for the trading and liquidities. And then they offers like a user-centric DeFi experience. And then they have once they launch a token, and it can be used for the governments, can do like some insights or do like tradings onto the DeFi trades for that. And also, like I mentioned about the Avalanche, like they actually like top five leaders in lending. So they actually the last time I checked with them is that they actually have about 600 millions in TVL, and then they have about like 100K active wallets. And then they actually come in from the BTT5, and then they see like there's many relevant the sectors of BTC and the DePINs. So they now come into the IoTeX to provide the lending experience, so people can start the stable coins, they can start the IoTeX, and possibly in the future they can start the DePIN assets in order to lend the other assets on the platform, and you can earn the interest, and you can earn the Bitcoin during the campaigns. And then once have the token license, they can use the token to incentivize this type of the lendings. And also Quanta is another one. I feel like in our test, we don't have a derivative trading platform, right? So if you're familiar with the DeFi, so derivative platform is kind of like a purse. When you long or short for on a certain assets. So let's say I'm very bullish on IOTX, and I can place a long position on IOTX, and then having a leverage trading onto my position. So this is what Quanta is doing on IoTeX. So they provide that kind of experience for the DePIN asset. So it's like we study in the market, there's not many protocols in the market that actually tailor to the DePIN asset. So probably you can do for a few like high market cap asset, but not for the others. So let's say some traders or investors, they want to hash, or they want to want to get more exposure on the DePIN asset. So I think derivative platform is usually a good tool for them to get exposure for that. And another a DeFi protocol that is very interesting and is a very worth mentioning is PAL. So they're actually coming to our test soon. So we actually announced that partnership last week. So you can see PAL is actually the first FVS network powered by the BTC restaking. So you can see them actually is the icon layer for BTC, but they actually come into the IoTeX as well, so that we can start the stablecoin and IoTeX onto the PAL, and in order to get more staking yields from the benefit point from the protocol points for that. So I think that is very very new DeFi primitive on IoTeX that combine the BTC and DePIN's flavor for that. Yeah, and also we have a few others native protocol like Magna, Bedrocks, Mimo. I think these are kind of like they have been with us since the beginnings when I joined IoTeX. So this team are actually very loyal to IoTeX, and they always find a good way to service the IoTeX community. So they provide the lending, they provide the risk taking, they provide the debt services. So I think these are very good program that we should all go and try. And because during this time you get a chance to earn the Bitcoin point. And Larry mentioned that how can we maximize the Bitcoin points on these campaigns? I would say that if you have IoTeX, you can try to go to the ioTeX.io and then try to try to join all the DeFi tasks listed there and to maximize your points. So whether you have like a small or a larger amount of IoTeX, I'll very strongly suggest that you go and try all the tasks, and then you get to know what I'm sharing just now about these protocols. I think these are very straightforward. Like for the staking, you can stake the IOTX on the Bedrocks to get the IO the restaking version of IOTX, and then for that restaking, IOTX can be staked onto the Magna or basic lending, so to look to lend some stable coin out of that protocol, and then you can do another like another thread of that onto the DATs, like the Mimo, like the Pinswap, Laserdrone, Izumi, so that you can get more points over these DATs. So it's kind of like you have one IoTeX, and then you can use this IoTeX to complete different tasks on the DeFi, and that will earn you more Bitcoin throughout the campaign. So that's my advice for you guys. So if you have any question about how to maximize, I think we have a very good forums, and some of our community members, they actually list down, oh, this is the staking and how much are you getting. This is that's swap, and this is how much you can get. I think there's always a good discussion around that. So it's up to you, depending on how big is your IoTeX portfolio, and then you can choose a different way to join the Get-Go Season 2. So I hope that the information are helpful to all the listeners today. Thank you.
Really helpful, Andrew. Yeah, I think in addition to these 30, 40 projects that are joining the IoTeX ecosystem and part of Get Goated Season 2, like a big part of why we're doing this is the cross-pollination side of things, right? DePIN users can learn about DeFi, DeFi users can learn about DePIN. And if anything that Andrew said to you just now is interesting or confusing, I think the best way to get started is just to try it, right? And Get Goated Season 2 is definitely the best way to not only test things out, but get incentivized and rewarded for doing so. So check out all these amazing DeFi projects that are launching on IoTeX. And yeah, also amazing to see Orbiter in the IoTeX ecosystem. As Philip mentioned, we didn't have them on the diagram, but welcome Orbiter as a top 5 cross-chain bridge to the IoTeX ecosystem. We just announced that a couple days ago. So awesome. Next, we want to talk a little bit about, I teased a little bit about IoID and WebStream, but I want to ask Giuseppe, Deep in Jesus, to talk a little bit about the exciting pipeline of tech releases. We've been talking to so many projects lately about IoID and dual mining. For our listeners, can you explain from your own words, like, why is IoID important and how is it going to expand the IoTeX ecosystem?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, I mean, you hinted at the most important part, and I think the crux of the conversation is, are you who you say you are, right? We see often that it's really not difficult, but for the average DePIN project, we really need to trust the project to let us know, how many devices are contributing to the network and stats regarding the devices. What is the revenue that each device is bringing? Who are the owners of these devices? How much is the volume in a certain DePIN network? And so, really, at IoTeX, we're providing these modules, these basically pieces of infrastructure that any DePIN can use to make their DePIN more verifiable. What does that mean? It means that there is a way of checking all these things that I just talked about on chain. And that is important because it starts making these DePIN projects truly decentralized and truly permissionless and truly trustless. So the part there is that then a project can all of a sudden start tapping into all these DeFi elements that that Andrew was talking about, and more. Once I can verify and once I have proofs that there is a certain amount of devices in a network producing a certain amount of revenue connected to these owners and how much volume there is, then all of a sudden I can use all of this into some sort of like DeFi setting when I can maybe lend and borrow against my fleet of devices, etc., etc. So really expanding the use cases of DePIN. So that's the intro. Back to what IoID does. IoID is essentially a system that is designed to orchestrate and to manage the life cycle of the identity in a certain DePIN network, both on and off chain. And it's completely decentralized. That is super important. And the most important part about this, which I honestly want to congratulate the engineering team on, is they made it abstracted enough that basically IoID can work with any sort of existing identity framework that a DePIN project is using. Because the whole point is you shouldn't just have to like destroy everything you have built so far and then try to use IoID just because we know we created it. We created a tool that anybody can just adapt to their existing identity infrastructure. And it's abstracted enough and it's flexible enough that it's basically able to do this, which is amazing. So we're integrating, like you're saying, with all these, with all these DePINs and the IoIDs, and there are two main benefits. One, obviously, verifiability. The second is composability. As we get more and more DePIN projects, leveraging this shared identity system, then all of a sudden we can enable applications where maybe the data is shared among from a geolocation type of project to a mobility project to an AI project or a weather project. They all share the same identity. All of a sudden I can build on top of that as maybe a third-party developer, which is great. The other thing that I wanted to share about DePIN identity or the IoID is that IoID is strictly correlated to another release that you hinted at earlier, Larry, WebStream, which we've been working on for a while now. And it's basically going to work together to bring these ZK proofs of identity, of liveness, of all these other computation that is done within a DePIN on chain, so that they can be eventually verified by smart contracts and then trigger whatever token economy is relevant for the specific DePIN project. The other fun thing that we're going to enable with IoID, as you shared earlier, is this concept of dual mining. You hinted at earlier, talking about Watch X. And the main idea is that we're going to enable some of these DePIN projects to not only allow their users to contribute to the network and mine their tokens, but in the same time mine IOTeX tokens and send all these proofs on chain that can be verified by smart contracts. And I think that's a huge boost for the growth of these DePIN networks. So yeah, tech boost, financial boost as well. Those are really exciting. As you were sharing in the on the screen, if anybody's interested in learning more about IoID, it's already live in the IoTeX documentation at docs.iotex.io, where you can find an overview of this concept of DePIN infrastructure modules. You can learn more about the IoTeX layer 1. You can learn more about the identity module called the ioID, WebStream, and all of this also works in conjunction with another important modules that we have, which is the hardware SDK. So you really have to put all of this together to create this cohesive infrastructure, which is the first of its kind for DePIN, where you're not just coming and maybe deploying your smart contracts into an L1, but you're actually using an infrastructure that caters to the lifetime of your project from start to finish. So yeah, super excited. There will be an official announcement very, very soon. But if you want to start experimenting with it as a developer, it's already there for you. So feel free, and we're always welcoming, obviously, feedback. And yeah, I can't wait to share the official announcements ASAP.
Yeah, we're going to have some amazing launch partners for IoID and dual mining, both in the IoTeX ecosystem and some projects that are building outside the IoTeX ecosystem. Don't want to give too much away for now, but thank you for that really, really great explanation, Giuseppe. A lot to look
Sure,
forward
thank you.
to from our in-house products for sure. I want to pass it to Aaron, right? IoTeX has really been building up all these in-house tools like DePIN Scan, IOPay, IoTeX Hub, which we haven't shown off too much yet. IoTeX Hub is kind of our new all-in-one device management place. Get Goated Season 2 Hub, Token Hub for people to trade assets, manage their assets. So if you haven't checked it out already, IoTeX Hub. But we've also been integrating tons of third-party tools, as we mentioned, like OKX Wallet, the Graph, Dune Analytics, bridges to Polygon and Solana. So from your product hat, right? What are the product highlights that have happened recently, and what's still in the pipeline for people to get excited about?
Yeah, 100%. So I mentioned DePIN Scan before. I'm going to mention it again. What we do as a product team is we put out these different products that we have somewhat of a level of conviction in, and then we allow the market to speak. And the market has really spoken when it comes to DePIN Scan. So obviously, massive level of usership there. It's really top of mind for a lot of DePIN projects out there that they want to be on there, and it's been, tagged in major publications now. So we're really doubling down on that 100%. Really trying to make that the go-to place for all of DePIN, and it's already becoming that for sure. So by bringing Learn to Earn there, also bringing different levels of verification to, again, one of our other big thesis is bringing more level of verification will lead to higher revenue and more sales of data and things like that on the other side for DePIN projects. So by completing that circle and bringing more verification, one of those things that we're doing is going to be embedding IoID there. So we're excited about all these different aspects related to DePIN Scan, and it all starts with bringing more users there, and the market's already spoken there. So for sure, when I mentioned DePIN Scan, one other one that we talked about a bit earlier as well is the Solana bridge. So Orbiter's bringing another bridge to us, but also the IoTube as well. So by bridging to Solana, it really speaks to the power of interoperability, and that's another one of our thesis that interoperability is super crucial, and that's something that we've found when speaking with DePIN projects is if they want to be on IoTeX, they don't want to be on a chain that is completely isolated. They want to be on a chain where it's integrated with these other DePIN projects and the rest of the DePIN and crypto world. So Solana is obviously a huge one. So now being able to integrate with Solana, it brings a lot more projects to us, and it allows us to work even closer with all those amazing DePIN projects that are building on Solana. So we're really very, very excited about the Solana bridge being in place. And you mentioned the IoTeX Hub as well. So I'll just talk a little bit about the IoTeX Hub. It's really the center, the core of all of our suite of products. We made that the central location of, if you want to learn about the IoTeX, if you want to learn about DePIN, you're able to do that from this one location, and it'll take you to all of our different suite of products. It can be difficult when we launch all these products over the past 4 or 5 years that IoTeX has been in business. These products can get quite separated, and we wanted to have one location again that we can bring them all together. So that's what we did with the hub.iotex.io. And a key part that we looked in when building this is what is a process that a user goes through when they're onboarding. And we wanted to make that as streamlined as possible. And this is a great start to do that. Again, is creating that one central location, and that is hub.iotex.io. And we'll be talking about that a lot more as we add more and more features there.
Absolutely. Yeah, just checking out some of the cool features on the hub. For anyone that wants to check it out, hub.iotex.io, as Aaron was mentioning. But there's so many things to do on the IoTeX hub, right? Like people are going to be able to view their assets, get like a full dashboard view, connect their wallets, trade, buy tokens, stake, participate in DAO governance, check out your Beano bits from the IoTeX campaigns, and even register your devices and interact with dApps on the IoTeX hub. So kind of the amazing mobile experience we built out over the years with IoPay, bringing it to a desktop view. And I'm sure IoTeX hub features are going to be integrated into IoPay too. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of them are already there.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, a lot to look forward to. So making the user experience and participating in IoTeX easier than ever. So as Aaron mentioned, check out IoTeX Hub at hub.iotex.io. Awesome. I mean, we talked about so much today, guys. I feel like it's been a long time since we've done a town hall live stream, so there's a lot to cover, but we're try to do these more regularly just to keep up with the pulse of everything going on at IoTeX. There's so much going on at all times. Next time we'll bring on some guests from other projects to share their experience about working with IoTeX. So I think just to close, I have one quick question for all you guys. What are you guys most excited about for the rest of 2024? And what's the best way for people to get involved in IoTeX? Maybe we could start with Jing.
Yeah, so for me, the most excited part is like we're ready for the adoption, right? So IoTeX has been, diligently, working for over 7 years. And now, we are ready, all the tech are ready, the tech component and the product component is ready. And in the past kind of several months, the biggest progress is we are really kind of, working with all the DePIN projects and to figure out their needs and to really kind of make the product ready for them and solve their problems, right? So that's a kind of really kind of hard working. And now it's time to really kind of scale and bring those products into the live, and then bring on board more users, and also bring on board more kind of DePIN project. And also a big part, you will see in the past several months, since we are hosting kind of the largest DePIN event, right, real world event globally, and you will see in the past 1 year, the growth of the entire DePIN ecosystem, starting from only maybe only a couple back in 2023, we can only find maybe over a dozen of DePIN projects. Now, when you look at our DePIN scan, you will see there's hundreds, over 500, DePIN projects are building and growing on top of, our platform, right? So all those DePIN projects, they are not only kind of in the early stage, most of them, they are already kind of ready to deploy, and which means we are ready for real users, everyone to participate, right? So that's kind of the stage we are right now. Again, it's still early stage, but we are already kind of making so much progress. Just Elon Musk is the rocket, right? So years of the work, and eventually when it started to kickstart the progress, you will see the real value it brings to society. So that's the most important part.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. There's been many products we've been building, and making the user experience, the sophistication of these products, and the readiness for the market to adopt these products. I think everything is converging at a really interesting time for us. So IoID, WebStream, verifiability for DePIN has never been more important. So I think this is going to be the start of something very big for IoTeX. So definitely awesome. Andrew, what are you most excited about for IoTeX in the coming months?
Yeah. So maybe I can speak about like AirPad growth views. So I think two things that I'm very excited about is that one is that we even though like IoTeX is listed on the major exchanges like for like quite some years, right? So I think now the iPad teams is actually working to get more new users on the regional countries. Because like we see a very big trend in iPad. It's like there's more and more new users that they are exposed into the crypto, and then we want to create easy access to the centralized exchanges first, so that they if they like the DePIN's sectors and they want I think trade the first coin, they get exposure to IOTX and then they can get it very easily on the local exchanges. I think this is something that in the upcoming we will see more and more listing. So I think recently we list on the biggest exchanges in Thailand with the big odds. And then last month we got listed on the Japanese market with the OKJ. I think these are kind of like some very good local regional news. Actually, more news exchanges means that more access to new users in specific regions. So in that way, we actually can help the existing project ecosystem to expand on this region as well. Once they got the TG done. Yeah, this is the first thing. I think the second thing is actually the more device, more miners. Because like in Apple, we see a lot of like projects coming out from that. So a lot of them they have like Web2 experience and then they have very cool products and then they want to have a different a new way to bring the projects to the public. So they see a DePIN is one of the good way to do this, and then they can quickly expand the project inside of region, and they can make it global at scale quickly with the token incentives. So I think this we shall expect more and more DePIN projects coming out from AirPods, and then they will join the ecosystem with the dual mining. And in that way, we see the growth of ioID metrics. I think that's the thing that I'm very excited, and I will see that these two will help to kickstart the DePIN flywheels onto the IoTeX ecosystems. Yeah, so that's the two things that I want to share from the updates. Thank you.
That's really exciting to see, OKX Japan and, Korea and all these Southeast exchanges, Southeast Asian exchanges listing IOTEX token. It's really the price discovery, deepen discovery, bringing it to the globe. Very, very exciting. Giuseppe, what are you most excited about? I think you talked a little bit about the product side, so we don't need to talk too much more about product, but
Yeah.
what is Deep Jesus thinking about these days?
Well, I was actually just thinking that I've realized that we have projects launching on IOTeX in every continent of the world, which is amazing.
Wow. Yeah.
And so that speaks to all the work that we've been doing with all these projects from the accelerator, both the cohort 1 and cohort 2. So I'm excited to finally see them live, and I think they're going to be very, very successful. So that's one of them. The other thing is we're doing a lot of work behind the scenes on the infrastructure level to finally make this vision of this DePIN layer come to life and really be interoperable with all the other ecosystems, which you guys touched upon as well. So there is a lot of work there. Obviously, it's not like we tell everybody what we're doing behind the scenes because there is still a lot of technical stuff going on, but it's going to be culminating, I think, either by end of this year, max with the new year. So that's gonna be massive. I don't think I'm even able to comprehend how big of a game changer that's going to be. So I'm super excited for that.
Awesome, man. I forgot about that Antarctica DePIN that's launching on IoTeX, really exciting stuff. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think the global reach of, DePIN on IoTeX is not just users, but also projects that are launching. So really excited to hear that. And
I mean, if
finally,
somebody's
Aaron,
listening from Antarctica, I think they should totally deploy an IoTeX project there, just to make sure we cover all the bases.
yeah, ice cap melting. Who's building this? All right, Aaron, let's close it out for today. What are you most excited about for the last few months of 2024?
For sure. Well, I think there's a big feeling of positivity both in this sector and in all of crypto. And what that means is token launches. So we're going to definitely see some token launches over the next little while. And what I want to bring or shed light on is, the power of projects that are launching on IoTeX. So we cannot stress enough like how important it is that we have some projects that are launching their token natively on IoTeX. So really, really want you guys to go out and support every single one of those accelerator projects. They're really, really incredible, doing some innovative stuff. And again, their tokens are going to be launching pretty soon. So definitely jump in there. And one of the ways that you can jump in, if it seems like a bit of a stretch to invest in the hardware at the moment, you can definitely get involved by jumping into Get Goated Season 2. And this is a great way to get involved in the short term. And then once the token is live, there's going to be other ways that you can do that. And maybe you see the benefit and the ROI there, and you can go and see that when you're in DePIN scan of like what the ROI is of these projects. And that'll be obvious once the token is live as well. So definitely jump in there. And there's going to be many other projects that follow suit. Once you see these projects being successful on IoTeX, it really opens the door to more projects joining here.
Absolutely. Well said, everybody. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining today, both our amazing core team panelists, and I think there's about 514 people tuning in. It's really interesting to see that 486 live viewers on Twitter, 29 on YouTube. So congrats to Elon for destroying YouTube live streaming, which is kind of crazy. But we'll continue to live stream on both. I know, people have their own preferences, but really excited to share with you guys all the updates of the IoTeX ecosystem. Don't forget, if you haven't already been excited about Get Goated Season 2 after today, I don't know what to tell you, but there's 100 million IoTeX tokens up for grabs, $2.5 million in other DePIN tokens, and even more to come. So start stacking your Beano bits. Join at goat.iotex.io and stay tuned for some awesome announcements. So really thank you guys. We'll see you guys very soon. It's not goodbye. So hope you guys have a great weekend and look out for some amazing product launches very soon. See you guys.
Thank you.
See you.